Hello guys, I'm back here. Just wanted to do an update regarding the HEB Phalaenopsis that I purchased. And if you check my last video about the Phalaenopsis about a month and a half ago, I repotted them, and the sphagnum moss was packed too tight. It's always wet and not enough airflow. That two of these, I had four, two had root rot, one of which, the one with a yellowish flower, I don't know what the morphs are called, but basically the one with a white yellow flower had two leaves and two roots left. And I used this neem oil to try and save it, but I didn't make it. However, the other one is let me just check here, this one. So I already, in that video, I said I already I'm gonna just sit here on the carpet. So yeah, I took off the bloom to give it more energy to heal itself, and I had like 3 leaves left, and guess what, there's a new one growing, so that's a very good sign. So yeah, this one is successful. I've successfully revived, and you can see also a new growth, new root growth. Now, what did I do? What I guess I did wrong first was, again, I packed it with sphagnum moss too tight, always wet, and at the time I had a little bit of like lava rock underneath in here. So my goal was it will serve as some like a humidity tray, a pot and a humidity tray in one. So I was hoping that when I water the plants or these orchids, the water will accumulate underneath, and when it evaporates, it will give the necessary humidity. But I guess again, too much sphagnum moss, and then I had very small lava rock at the time. So this net pot was like really down here, and so there's no airflow also. So when I repotted it with just lava rock, I decided to put more larger pieces of lava rock up to a point where like the 2/3 of the mesh pot is above the actual pot, and I have bigger lava rock in there, cheap lava rocks, and I guess this time I got the correct conditions, at least for me. Again, everyone is different. Miss Orchid girl, she's a great resource for Phalaenopsis, especially. She has a huge collection, so she uses like orchid bark, she uses sphagnum moss, and her pots are, unlike here, are not mesh pots, but she's really successful with what she does. So in my case, this is what works. I've read a lot and watched videos, research about people using lava rock, and the advantages of lava rock would be the fact that it doesn't degrade, it doesn't rot. So you don't, what I'm thinking is, I don't need to repot this plant anymore. I will keep it in this mesh pot. I will let the roots grow. But people say the other thing about lava rock is that if you fertilize your orchids, the fertilizers will accumulate, the salts will accumulate, and eventually kill the roots. I guess that happens if you don't flush your plant. So in my case, and all my orchids, I flush them once a week, like a thorough drench, like literally a huge like I spray it really long, and I can see water really dripping. So In that case, I believe that will help. And then this is pretty deep. Maybe the lava rock underneath here is about this high here, and water again accumulates underneath and it will evaporate and give the humidity. And I think, yeah, again, I found the sweet spot for my grow condition on this Phalaenopsis, because I mean, again, this was affected with root rot. I was using neem oil, and yeah, so yeah, you can see here there's, and again, this is a new leaf, and then that's a new root. Same thing here, down here, so that's a new root. And then I just started using Maxi, the seaweed fertilizer. It's not, and the dosage is 1/4 strength, so it should be, oh, my baby's crying, so I'll do this real quick. So the dosage should be a teaspoon, yeah, a teaspoon per gallon, but I'm using 1/4 of a 1/4 teaspoon per gallon. However, I'm also using it on the panties, so I don't want it to be too strong. But I guess, I mean, the combination of longer days, because it's spring, humidity and good airflow, plus the Maxi, I'm able to grow this. I'm able to get new growth. So let's check out the other two. So the first two that I bought, those were the ones that were affected with root rot, and then about like 3 weeks after, I bought another set from HEB, and these are these ones. I haven't removed the blooms yet. I just want to see how long it will take before they actually drop, but yeah, they're long lasting. Same thing, I repotted them all in lava rock, and put enough lava rock in there for a part of the mesh pot to be exposed to airflow. And this one doesn't have a new leaf, but in one of the Miss Orchid girls videos that I watched, she said that there's a certain texture on the leaves, and yeah, this is leathery, it's more upright, it doesn't feel soft. So when the two orchids had root rot, they felt limp, they're really soft, and this one feels really healthy. This one was initially, I repotted it with sphagnum moss. Good thing I found the other two, the first two, to have root rot, and I think I was able to save this, like prevent the root rot in time, and I still used the neem oil on it for like a month. But yeah, this one is doing good also. I'm really, I mean, for $7 and to have good looking, like, I like the look of this plant, so $7 and in HEB. So yeah, so this one is also doing good. And then this is the other one. This one has more obvious signs of growth. A new leaf there, and I think a couple new roots. Let me just check here. There, new root growth. There you go. That's my daughter singing, and a baby crying, but I guess he's gonna fall asleep again. But yeah, so I wanna also use this as like an update I'm using this as an update video for the orchids, but at the same time on the use of lava rocks as a substrate. I've been watching. I haven't seen like specific YouTubers that are using lava rocks. So anyone out there who's who wants to see how lava rock does, I will do a continuous update on the lava rock. And I mean, it's a favorite of mine. I use the smaller ones for filtration on my fish tanks, and eventually I will set up more fish tanks in the future. So yeah, just if you guys are subscribed, you guys definitely know when I'll set them up. But yeah, when I use them as for filters. I use them to mount sphagnum moss, or no, not sphagnum moss, java moss, and I had great success growing java moss on the lava rock when in the aquarium. And then if you check out my dart rug vivarium, I did a review or an update about it, but it's been like 2 years now. But basically, I didn't use ABG or the soil for that tank. Basically, I just used lava rock, and then just, well, basically from what I've researched, it's lava rock, and then like 2 or 3 inches of lava rock, or I'm sorry, 2 or 3 inches of soil, an inch of sphagnum moss, and an inch of leaf litter, which eventually you will be needing to replace because they will break down. In my case, the soil, I took it out. The soil, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by my kids, but for me, I didn't use soil. I used lava rock, and then an inch of sphagnum moss, and then of course the leaf litter, and I had great success. So anyone who's curious if lava rock will work, yeah, I think right now initially it's working. I like the fact that it's porous. It retains moisture really well, but at the same time it dries out real quick, so it's really great for orchids that needs to dry out also. And then also because it's rock, there's airspace between the rocks, so it has good airflow. And then the main thing that I am excited about it is the fact that it is it's a rock. It won't degrade, it won't rot, so eventually I don't need to do changes, media changes, or like repotting them and changing the substrate. And from what I've read, I've seen, if the substrate eventually breaks down and rot, they will turn acidic and harm the orchids and the plants, and eventually lead to the plant dying, or having them dying or not thriving. So I'm excited about this. I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll pause this. I'll get to my kid first, but in the next part of this same video, I'll show you 2 new additional orchids from HEB that I also purchased. The other one is the same one, one of which is the same that I've lost. The other's a new one in the collection, but still HEB Phalaenopsis. So yeah, and then I'll show you another orchid that I've potted in lava rock, so just in case you guys are interested with that. So yeah, I'll get to make it first. Alright guys, I'm back. So this is another orchid that I had potted in lava rock. This is the Ascocentrum miniatum. This was, if you guys watch my video, I bought this from Orchids by Hauserman on March 10th. It arrived March 10th, so it's now nearing a month with me, and there's a lot of growth. Here you can see new roots there, new leaf. Amongst the 6 plants I got from Hauserman, this one is the one I'm more concerned about. It doesn't look bad, but compared to the others, the root system is not as comparable to these ones here. So it came in a 2-inch pot with orchid bark, and that's my kids. So yeah, so it came in with orchid bark, and then the roots are actually tangled already with the orchid bark, so I didn't remove it, but I placed it in a 3-inch mesh pot, and then just used lava rocks, and I think it loves it. Again, one of the main concerns about lava rocks is if you use fertilizer, the salts, the minerals from the fertilizers will accumulate and eventually damage the plant. But I drench this pot or this orchid once a week. So yeah, and you can see it's a mesh pot, so easily things can it can easily get rinsed. And at the same time, I won't be using orchid bark on this. Once the orchid bark rots, I'm not concerned about it damaging the roots, because again, I drench it, so eventually the small pieces and small parts will drain out of this mesh pot. So this is another example of orchid I'm using with lava rock, and so far I have success, and I'm pretty confident that it will do good. I said that I also bought new orchids from Orchids by Hauserman. No, not Orchids by Hauserman, by HEB. This is exactly the same orchid that I lost from the root rot. Again, very affordable at $7, and it has nice leaf structures. And then this is what they call a tabletop Phalaenopsis in HEB. So maybe this is a hybrid that is a bit bigger. Really, it's just $10. So all in all, $18, not bad. And I really like the flowers. So yeah, I'll be repotting this, and then I'll show you guys how I repot it. But basically, same thing, lava rock. And this one I've noticed different from the mini files, has sphagnum moss, but again, I'm scared of sphagnum moss right now because again of root rot if it gets too wet. But this one has this rock wool type of thing, but I won't take it off. I'll just add this in a 3-inch pot with lava rock. So yeah, and I'll just do a quick video once I've repotted it. I won't show you guys how I repot it because it's very simple. I mean, if you guys want to see repotting, there's a lot in YouTube. Basically, I just want to show you guys how I do it, and then I'll update it if it's successful or not. So yeah, I'll be back once I've repotted this too. Alright guys, pardon for the background. I have my water containers on the left. Those are for the rainwater. Anyway, I'm done repotting the two Phalaenopsis from HEB, the new ones, and I'm glad that I did try to repot it, because this one, the bigger one, the tabletop orchid as they call it, I showed it earlier. It was packed with sphagnum moss and it was really moist. But again, the problem is it doesn't have any, like, a chance to dry out and for air circulation. And I found some roots are underway, or actually are rotted, but it's not as bad. There were like on the lower part of the roots, they haven't really gone up close to the stem, which is a good thing because that is will spell disaster. So yeah, but it has a really good root system. That's why I'm pretty sure this guy will make it, because a lot of really healthy roots left. But I'm glad I tried to repot it. And then this small one, the replacement for the one that passed away, that I lost because of root rot. Same kind of flower. It was potted in the like the rock wool type of thing, but it has really nice roots, not rotted at all, healthy. So yeah, so still using lava rock, and yeah, I will get you guys updated maybe in the next few months how these guys do. Those are the first really the ones that I got. I took a picture to do a simple thumbnail. Anyway, that's it. Please hit like, and yeah, thank you.